Let us invoke the name of God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, as we say in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. God, in your infinite goodness, you have always gathered a group of elders to sit in your name to watch over your people. We thank you for this gathering of today of this city council and all those who are going to make deliberation to take decisions for your people. May it be for the common good of all. May your Holy Spirit be amongst us to lead and guide us, to direct us in every way throughout this time of meeting. May it be a meeting of persons, of minds, and union of hearts for the common good. Be with us now and always, and may every word we speak and every thought we carry out be that which will be for the good of mankind and for the growth of our people. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Spirit.
Now I'd like to call on Commander Hall to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Councilmember Laster.
Here.
Councilmember A. Green.
here.
Councilmember Newell.
Here.
Councilmember M. Green.
Here.
Thank you. All right, we have several proclamations that we'd like to read tonight, present tonight. First one would be Arbor Day, and is anybody here for Arbor Day? Okay. And we will go down to Councilman Marcus Green on the Development Disabilities Awareness Month.
Good afternoon. Proclamation, Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month 2026. Whereas the month of March is nationally recognized as Developmental Disability Awareness Month, a time dedicated to increasing public understanding, promoting inclusion, and celebrating many contributions of individuals with developmental disabilities. And whereas the City Council and the City of Jacksonville affirms the inherent dignity, worth, and potential of every individual and recognizes that people with developmental disabilities enrich our community through their talents, perspectives, and participation in civic, educational, cultural, and economic life. And whereas families, caregivers, educators, service providers, and advocates in Jacksonville and throughout Alabama work tirelessly to support individuals and developmental disabilities, ensuring access to opportunities that foster independence, self-determination, and community engagement. And whereas the City Council acknowledges the importance of inclusive policies, accessible environments, and community partnerships that remove barriers and expand opportunities and promote full participation for residents for all abilities. And whereas Developmental Disability Awareness Month encourages all citizens to learn more about developmental disabilities, to recognize the achievements of individuals with disabilities, and to commit to building a community where everyone is welcome, valued, and empowered to thrive. Now therefore, Mark Jones, Mayor of City of Jacksonville, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in the City of Jacksonville, and encourage residents, organizations, schools, and community partners to join in promoting understanding, inclusion, and respect for individuals with developmental disabilities, and to support efforts that strengthen opportunities for meaningful participation in all aspects of community life. Signed this day, 9 March 2026, Mayor Mark Jones.
Thank you, sir. They're here. Is Thank you, Councilman. All right, the next one will be American Red Cross. Councilman James Newell will be reading the proclamation.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Whereas each
year, during the month of March, our city, county, state, nation, and world recognizes the American Red Cross and its humanitarian role it plays in the lives of people worldwide. And whereas this year we celebrate the anniversary of the first American Red Cross, and we honor the role of Calhoun County Red Cross's contribution to making Jacksonville, Alabama, and America a stronger, safer, and healthier place. And whereas since 1917, our community has supported the efforts of the local Red Cross, who have led the way to prevent, prepare for, and respond to disasters. It has been the place where compassionate people freely give their time, talents, and money to prevent and ease human suffering among friends, neighbors, single family fire victims, patients in our local hospitals, displaced families, and victims of hurricanes, tornadoes, and tsunamis. And whereas locally the American Red Cross, with support from the city of Jacksonville, provided a safe and secure Red Cross Disaster Service Center where uprooted families were able to receive Red Cross financial assistance, as well as other information and assistance to begin their journey of disaster recovery. And whereas the Calhoun County Red Cross and its numerous volunteers and donors provide valuable tools and education to individuals, families, workplaces, and schools, helping to make us all stronger and resilient together. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Mark Jones, as mayor of the city of Jacksonville, Alabama, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as American Red Cross Month in the city of Jacksonville, and urge all citizens to celebrate and acknowledge the contributions of the American Red Cross and our local Calhoun County Red Cross to building a better quality of life for our nation, community, and world, and further encourage each one to do his or her part in giving your time, blood, and money to ensure that the Red Cross remains local, vital, and ready to assist and respond to the unknown challenges that lie ahead. That by doing so, you will make a difference in the humanitarian fabric of our community. Signed this 9th day of March 2026, Mayor Mark Jones.
Thank you. Is someone here from the American Red Cross? Okay. And then our last one will be Small Business Development Center Day. And Councilperson Ms. Lassiter will be doing the reading.
Good evening, everyone. Recognizing SBDC Day, whereas the America's Small Business Development Centers Network celebrates SBDC Day, a national movement recognizing the vital contributions of small business development centers to entrepreneurs, small businesses, local communities across the United States. And whereas the Alabama Small Business Development Center Network, including the SBDC at Jacksonville State University, plays a critical role in supporting small businesses, growth, innovation, economic development throughout the region. And whereas small business development centers are funded in part of a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration, along with the state and local partners, to provide a no-cost confidential business advising, training, and resources to small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs. And whereas during the past year, the SBDC at Jacksonville State University helped local entrepreneurs create 33 new businesses, generate 107 new jobs, and secure $1.6 million in capital investments, strengthening the local economy and fostering business success. And whereas a small business serves as the backbone of local economy, contributing to job creation, community vitality, and long-term economic resilience. And whereas the SBDC Day provides an opportunity to recognize the resilience, innovation, determination of entrepreneurs while encouraging communities to support and celebrate local small businesses. Now, therefore, Mayor Mark Jones do here proclaim March 18, 2026 as SBDC Day in the city of Jacksonville, Alabama, and encourage all residents to recognize the contributions of Small Businesses Development Center and to support local entrepreneurs and small businesses. Signed this day, 9th day of March 2026, Mayor Mark Jones.
Thank you, Ken. Congratulations to each of you. It's a very special month all the way around from development of disabilities to the Red Cross to small business. So we appreciate what everybody does and to help this city, to help the county, and help the state. With that being said, we'll go into our work session. The acceptance of the minutes. Everybody good with the minutes that were sent out? All right. Now we have an audit discussion. There he is with a red shirt. You need to wear black shirts when it's good numbers, all right?
Well, I tell you, Mr. President, when I go to some of these municipalities south of here,
Yeah.
they would throw me out of the building wearing a red shirt and black. So you got to show up with blue jeans and a t-shirt and talk to the council.
Well, we appreciate you.
I appreciate the opportunity to come before the council and the mayor and discuss the audited financial statements from this previous year that ended September 30th of 25. Now, everybody should have a copy of the report in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Turn about 20 pages in to page 1.
Got it.
20 pages into page 1.
You see, you got to go through all these I's and V's and stuff, which if y'all want to read that, the management discussion and analysis is actually from y'all's finance department, that information. But when we get to the independent auditor's report, if you'll look at the second paragraph, that's where we give an opinion on these financial statements. And I'm going to read it for you. In our opinion, the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects and respective financial position of the governmental activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the city of Jacksonville, Alabama as of and for the year ended September 30th, 2025, and the respective changes in financial position and where applicable, cash flows thereof for the year then ended in accordance with the accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. That's what we call an unqualified opinion. Now, if we'll go on over a few more pages to page 5, this is your statement of net position. And for all you business people in the room, it's your balance sheet. And the balance sheet will show your most current assets at the top, and then your, when you get to the liability section, your most current liabilities, and then your net position at the bottom. Now you may notice that on the far right hand side is a column that says component unit. This is the information for Jacksonville Waterworks Gas and Sewer Board, which is a component unit or a part of the city, but a separate part of the city. It's not a department. But let's talk about a little bit about some of the numbers here for the primary government, which is the city. At the end of the year, fiscal year, you had 12.6 million in cash, investments of 4.1 million, and receivables of 2.3 million. Due from other governments of 272,000. Your capital assets, which is streets, your police cars, and everything else, including this building, net of depreciation is 26,376,000, making a total assets of 46,518,000. Now, this next section here is called deferred outflows of resources. This is some of the new stuff that the Government Accounting Standards Board has said that we have to include, which the council and the mayor has no control over these numbers. The deferred outflows of resources for pensions, that falls strictly on the people down in Montgomery running the pension program. And the deferred outflows of resources leases which y'all have none here this year, is something that they've added, but it doesn't really work into your working capital and operations. Now let's talk about your liabilities. If anybody has a question, you can stop me at any time. On your liabilities, your accounts payable and accrued liabilities was $869,000. Your bonds and warrants payable within 1 year was $953,000, and your bonds and warrants more than a year out to be paid was $16,428,000. Your net pension liability, like I say, when I say anything about the pension, y'all can see what they do, but you have no control over what the RSA is doing. You have $10,229,000 is your pension liability. Your premium on your bonds payable, $571,000, making your total liabilities of $35,408,000. Then you got another one of those deferred inflows of resources for your pension. It's almost $1.8 million. And on your leases, it's $97,000. The total liabilities and deferred inflows of resources is $37,305,000. And if you look down at the next section, this is your net position, which is your equity. And the total net position is $12,487,000, making your total liabilities, deferred inflows, and net position reaching $49,793,000. Now let's look on the next page. I know y'all got a busy agenda tonight, so if y'all tell me it's time to be quiet, I'll be glad to let y'all get on.
You point out to us what you need to point out, all right?
Okay. Well, what I'm pointing out is the city is in good fiscal condition. This next page here is your statement of activities, which the first column is expenses. That's your general expenses by department. And your total governmental activities is $25,606,000. And how we managed to pay for that comes out in the next few columns there. You have fines, fees, and charges for service, which totals almost $3.9 million. Operating grants of $179,000, and capital grants of $823,000. And so if you take and go across there to the total, it shows that you're in a negative position of $20,718,000, but then we have to add in your general revenues that go straight down below it, where your sales, property, and other general purpose taxes was $16,554,000. Your business licenses, $2.2 million. Miscellaneous income of $646,000, and interest income of $246,000. So what that leaves you with is a change in net position of a negative $1,031,000. The beginning net position was $13,690,000, and your ending net position was $12,487,000. The one other thing that I wanted to point out here that is not something you see every year, and that's the prior period adjustment. Down there, the row right before the bottom of $171,000, which is a negative number. That is GASB 101. It's a new implementation of this, or changing the standards, and so we had to record the beginning balance on that particular item. Now, like I say, the city's in good position. I'm going to get y'all to flip all the way to the back. We're gonna go past all the notes to financials, because I know nobody wants to be here at midnight listening to me. But if we get over here to page 60, this is the independent auditor's report on internal control over financial reporting and on compliance and other matters based on an audit of financial statements performed in accordance with government auditing standards. And I've always thought they could shorten that a little bit for us, but they don't. The first page tells a little bit about what we're doing, but if you look on page 61, the first paragraph, the last sentence and a half tells you what we found. During our audit, we did not identify any deficiencies in internal control that we considered to be a material weakness. However, material weaknesses may exist that have not been identified. And now on the compliance section of it, if you look at the next paragraph, the last sentence tells what we found. The results of our test disclose no instance of non-compliance or other matters that are required to be reported under government auditing standards. And last year you had over $1 million worth of federal dollars. And because of that, we had to do an additional test work under what the OMB says we have to do. And so on page 62, we have to issue a report, and it's an independent auditor's report on compliance for each major program and on internal control over compliance required by the uniform guidance. And the second paragraph under the opinion on each major federal program is what we issued an opinion of. In our opinion, the city of Jacksonville, Alabama complied in all material respects with the types of compliance requirements referred to above that could have a direct and material effect on each of its major federal programs for the year then ended September 30th, 2025. So pretty much we performed our audit, went through everything, and your staff was able to show us anything that we asked for, and we did not find any major issues as far as internal control or compliance for the year ended September 30th, 2025.
We appreciate it. Anybody have any questions? This is my 7th one to listen to you give a report, and it gets better and better every year.
Well, I tell you what, my staff kind of communicates with y'all's staff on a fairly regular basis, and if something comes up that's new that needs to be addressed, I would rather see them discuss it in December of the year that's just started, so that your staff and our staff can be aware of the proper way to do it. And that's the reason we get these good reports.
Well, this report reflects on the staff of the whole city, what they do, how they take care of their responsibilities and everything. Because it wouldn't work if we didn't have a good team, and we've got a good team.
That is correct. Well, some of the things that probably don't tell the council, we tend to just kind of drop in and do a cash count at Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Without them being aware we're coming. So all departments of the city are aware that we can come in and check anything.
Like I said, thank you so much, and we appreciate it. And hope you have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
You can stick around.
If you would stay longer, you could take us to breakfast. All right. Commander Hall, you have an update for our war monument, sir?
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Couple things real quick. First, this coming Sunday, March the 15th, the American Legion as a organization will turn 107 years old. Not many people know that, but it's been around for a long time. So we appreciate the efforts of everyone that's a member of the American Legion and all the veterans who served our nation. Tonight, I have the awesome honor to issue the mayor a final check for $7,000 in order to pay the American Legion's balance of $12,500 towards the headstone to be eventually placed at the War Memorial Cemetery in the Jacksonville City Cemetery.
All right, thank you.
So I just asked that we be allowed to get a purchase order and a check quickly so that we can get that down to the monument company.
Yes, sir.
So we can get that ordered. And
Yes, sir.
I thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for your service and everything there. All right, we go down to the Jacksonville City Cemetery Project. Pam Howard, is she here to?
Hi. Hello. I'm Pam Howard. I'm here speaking for Great Things in Jacksonville, and I appreciate you giving me a couple minutes to talk about a project that we're hoping to start in partnership with the city. I was very excited to see that the city is going to be partnering with America 250 Alabama about preserving the history of both our state and our community. No place in Jacksonville has more history than the Jacksonville Cemetery. And I was very interested to learn that tombstone tourism is getting very popular. And our tourism in the area is growing with the bike trails and with everything else. So we took a serious look at the city cemetery. We want to do a two-part project. One, to work with the city to bring the cemetery database up to date, and then to preserve and repair the historic monuments that are in our care. The Jacksonville Cemetery is more than a burial ground. It is a permanent archive of our community story. And with digitizing to preserve the information, we would be creating a public searchable cemetery database that serves many purposes. It connects families to their roots, encourages heritage tourism, protects historical records, and supports education and research. Don't worry, this isn't all to read tonight. Restoration preserves the irreplaceable artifacts and physical history that is provided in our cemetery. It also improves public safety, because if you've been out there and walked through the cemetery, you'll see there are many leaning and unstable monuments, which, because it's open to the public, poses a risk of injury, which is a possible liability to the city. This work demonstrates civic pride, which is what Great Things in Jacksonville is all about, and it also honors our veterans and our founders. Our proposal is for Great Things in Jacksonville to work side by side with the city and to engage volunteers from the community. We have volunteers ready to work on the digital historical records, and that will include mapping the cemetery and working with Janice to update the files so that they're current and accurate. We are also building a team of volunteers ready to begin cleaning the tombs that don't require resetting and stabilization. We will need help from the city when we get to that part of the project, because that will require a lot of labor and heavy equipment that we aren't in the position to provide. We have researched techniques for properly cleaning the tombstones and repairing them, and the initial estimate for the materials required to do that is around $2,000. It's a big project. It's going to take a lot of time, but it's a great opportunity for our community to work with the city to make sure that we are taking care of the treasure that this cemetery actually contains. So I hope that you will consider working with us, that we can count on your support. And if you have questions and issues, this is something we're just introducing, so we hope to be able to work together and make Jacksonville even better than it already is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, historic markers, Wesley Bishop. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you all?
Fine.
Thank you so much for the time to update you on the project. So I apologize about the tardiness on the marker language for Lily Ledbetter. I literally just got it this afternoon, but I can tell you the Alabama Historical Association has approved the language both for the Theodore Burt Fox marker and also the Lily Ledbetter marker. And so once you have been able to look over those, I know I sent them before the meeting, we can move into the next phase, which is fundraising for them. I can't speak officially, but I think I do have a donor for one of them in total, hopefully, and then we'll see with the other one once we start the fundraising for those. I think it was asked before, typically these markers run anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 a piece, so you would be looking at $7,000 in total for both. And like I said, one of them I may have a full donor. And I don't know if Gail DeParma will be updating on this, but and she can speak more on this as well. The Rick Bragg marker is almost funded. It's at the very last stretch, and I think she has some updates on that as well. So those are the three that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Appreciate all your work. All right, I guess I'm up on the Eastwood School. You know, we've been working on this project for quite a while, about 7 or 8 years. We had a meeting the other day, the mayor and I did, and Ms. Laster, with the East Alabama Planning Commission, and they have met with us. We've showed them the school. We showed them the concept of what we'd like to do is making a community center out of it. They went back with the information and drawings we had, and they came back last Wednesday and shared with us some ideas of how they think they can help us get the building going and get it completed. Now, it won't be an overnight deal, but the mayor agreed that they would go ahead and start getting an architect or a builder or whatever, engineer, to look at the building to figure out what's the straight course that we need to go in and a ballpark figure. And then they would come back to us and give us an idea, and then we are supposed to give 3 architects, I think, to them at that point in time, that prices that they would do to take care of the whole project, to oversee the whole project. But it's a real exciting time if you think where we've been and all the conversations we've had, that maybe we're getting a foothold on this and get the school done, because that's a special part of the community. We need a community center over there, and I know everybody up here has been, and the mayor too, everybody has been in on this, that we need to get that done. So I'll quit running my mouth, but that's a good update. Probably the best update I've given on that school in quite a while. So thank you for your support and your ideas.
And just to make it even better, all that preliminary work is at no cost.
That's right. That mayor almost fell out of the chair when they said that, so he was all right. But it was good. All right, Councilman Green, you've got the farmers market.
I was trying to see if we had anyone from the market in here, but I'll just be quick. The market deadline as far as trying to get some of the documentation in is this month, and so the location is going to change from here, City Hall, to the soccer complex, so behind the community center where the pavilion is, or the shelter portion is, and that parking lot. That's what will be the that's where the farmers market will be, and so we'll continue to work with the market manager to make sure everything is in order. So if you guys know anyone that's looking for to be a part of the farmers market this year, you know, please reach out to the clerk and also the market manager, and we'll try to make this year a success. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. You have any questions?
Just a comment. I sell cookies at the farmers market. Tomorrow at the library at 3:30, vendors are able to come and fill out their forms for participating this year. Okay. It starts at 3:30 at the library.
Okay.
3:30.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and now, my understanding too, they have a committee that is overseeing and running. You on the committee with
Yes.
them?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are the driving force with your director, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to have our big meeting tomorrow, and then there's another March 21st from 1 p.m. to 2:30. Again at the library, Jacksonville Public Library.
Okay.
And any vendors who want to sign up, fill out a information form and all the rules we have to apply to. And we tell them if they're growers, go down to the Calhoun office to fill out their growers. But I think it's going to be a great year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilman Newell, have you got an update for us on the 250?
Yes, we did the mayor and I officially presented the flag, our city's flag, that we received from Montevallo, to signify the fact that Jacksonville is a semi-quincentennial, I hope I got that right, city. So that's good news, but there's a lot of things, and I'll talk more about it when we get to Councilman's remarks, but there's a lot of exciting things that are about to happen. We were, I believe this is still the case, we were the first city in the county to receive our flag and to get it up the flagpole, so I was proud of that fact. And there'll be a lot of things. I believe also, I'll speak quickly about this, but there is a tree. Each county is given an elm tree. That elm tree currently is scheduled to be planted at Ladiga Landing, which I wanted to see that in Jacksonville, given the fact that we're the oldest city, the original county seat, so on and so forth. So that will be, I believe those trees will be shipped out of Montevallo next week sometime, so the county's reaching out to get that tree. There'll be an official service to recognize the fact that that's where it is. There'll be a plaque that goes along with it, and I'll talk a little bit more, like I said, a little bit later about a particularly special event that will involve Ladiga Landing. I can't speak tonight as we get to that point, but really a lot of exciting news and information going on. Just stay tuned to Facebook and everywhere you get your information, because there's a lot of stuff about to happen. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, any other business? I've got 3 items I need to bring up, but does anybody else have any other business? I know Councilperson Laster's got a quick update on our Matthew project.
Yes, the advisory board of the Matthew 25 project would like to express appreciation to the city of Jacksonville for the support, and which this assists unsheltered persons in Jacksonville, Alabama, during the periods of extreme weather and conditions that fall below 32 degrees. The donation of $500 was approved by Mayor Johnny Smith at the end of 2025 budget year, which provided the foundation to begin and build. Cold weather with freezing nights came earlier than expected in November, and the $500 was crucial to the success of our mission. December, January, February traditionally have the largest number of below freezing nights. The January was unusually cold. With donations from individuals, churches, and Calhoun County Commission, no person seeking shelter was turned away on many below freezing nights. During the periods which below freezing temperatures lasted 7 to 10 days, food boxes were delivered by Jacksonville Christian Outreach to each person being sheltered. It has been affirming and humbling to witness the response from citizens in our community toward those in need. We would like to respectfully request consideration of a donation by the city of Jacksonville to the Matthew 25 project in the budget year of any amount deemed appropriate. It is our goal to start the winter of 2026-27 in a more comfortable financial position this year. To assist us in achieving this goal, Home Run Derby, a fundraising benefit Matthew 25, has been organized by #Gamecocks Give Back on April 13, 2026 at 5:30 at the Janet McGinnis softball field. The night is dedicated to give back and making a difference together. Please mark your calendars and come swing for a cause. Flyers will be available for posting in the very near future. Thank you to the city of Jacksonville for your encouragement and assistance. Any donation can be mailed to the right place in Anderson Post Office. We have the address here. We can get it from Ms. Long. And it can be picked, or you can take it down there to the right place in Anderson. And checks will be payable to the right place with the Matthew 25 project in the memo line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think everybody agrees, maybe we just put that in the budget rolling in. I talked to Scott, and he's aware we need to put that as a line item and decide what we do. Good. All right, anybody else have anything? I want to take the moment to call on Chief Cagle to give us an update on our fire station.
Well, we're back at work. We had a 63-day delay due to an oil tank that was found on the property. But ADM was approved the removal of that, gave us the green light to continue construction. So at about 2 months to October 30th was the completion date. Puts us sometime into January. But should see a fire station shell on that pretty soon.
Thank you, Chief. We all long to hear that they're back at work. Let me give you a quick report. You know, we set up our committees, and I know you've had your committee meetings. The public safety, we met last Wednesday, and we had a real good meeting of laying out about the public safety and where we looking for where we are now, where we're going down the road of what our fire and our police, our rescue, and then from where school system may need what, and we've got a great team, great thinkers. I'm excited about what we can come up with, and then the next step is how we're going to pay for all that we need. But you know, we get a good solid plan, we'll figure out that. And with that, we'll be meeting again on the 18th on Wednesday. And if everybody up here, when you're meeting, you have a meeting, please let everybody else know where we all can come and listen. I mean, not that I'm going to talk, but I'd like to listen. You don't believe that, do you, Councilman Green? But I think it'd be great because then we'll know nothing overlaps, if that makes sense there. So I'll send out that date of when we're going to meet on the 18th. I'd like to thank the Chanticleer in business, and because this is business. Y'all are helping us get the word out about being the best small college town in the States. And we appreciate that. And hopefully everybody can find that site and vote. It's U.S. News and World Report. Isn't that correct?
I'm sorry?
It's
USA Today.
USA Today? Well, it's the one where they're U.S. And, but that is awesome, and we appreciate what y'all are doing. Okay? And I'm gonna get my picture made when you get the trophy. Okay.
Number two currently, is that correct? I think that was last.
That's what I saw was number two.
Okay. Vote.
Okay. We're at a point. Do we need to take a break before we go into the?
I think we could.
Let's just take about a 5-minute, which usually turns into about an 8-minute break. But let's go with 5 minutes, and we can return. Thank you.
There'll be something.
Thank you. Number 7. Madam Clerk.
The adoption of the minutes, February 23rd, regular city council meeting, February 26th, call council meeting.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's wonderful, thank you. Any discussion?
You need a second now.
I thought he seconded
Oh,
it.
okay.
James seconded. I did hear that.
I didn't hear that.
All right. No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? No. Passes unanimously. Next one, please, ma'am.
To the consent agenda, we will add item 23, purchases over $7,500. 2 PARD, $18,822.90 to Team Sports for softball, baseball, and track uniforms.
All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Is any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Carries unanimously. Next, please, ma'am. It's me. Public comments concerning our agenda. We added one. If you have any comments that you would like to make about the agenda and just the agenda items only.
Was that last item an agenda item that you just did, the part? Yeah, I have a comment on that one. It doesn't include football. Is that not covered under part? Is that a different one?
This is just for the uniforms for the
The
sports that are going on right now. When football comes around, then they'll send another for that sport.
All right. Any other comments about it?
I have one. Thanks for the report you gave this earlier. Those figures were really encouraging. That was nice to hear that. Maybe you want to read them again, you know, we'll all cheer, because I was impressed. My question has to do with the Eastwood. Have you done an economic impact yet on that? Or where is
That'll
that?
be up East Alabama will do all that.
Okay.
We're working with them, and we're gonna let them take it, they'll bring it to us, and then we'll go from there. Right now, we're trying to just lay a good foundation, and that's it. We got people that wanna help, and we're gonna ride them and let them take the bull by the horns to where we'll have information, the mayor and the council, and
It's just that when I've worked on projects like that, the economic impact is done earlier than the stage that you seem to be at.
well, right now, the biggest economic impact is getting that place fixed.
Are you planning on tearing it down?
You either tear it down or you get it fixed. And then that will make more jobs, that'll make more people coming over there. There's a lot of things that we've got on the back of the trail, or the tail of the trailer, that will bring in things for veterans, for the people that live over there. So the economic impact's gonna be huge for what we got. You agree, Mayor?
Well, the economic impact is also gonna have to include staff, maintenance, upkeep, roads, you know, all of that kind of thing.
Well, some of that, we realize that. Okay, well,
I just
know
like to see the
you're
figures.
a thinker, and I appreciate that. But right now, we're excited about getting someone that can tell us what we need to do, and then they can help get it done, is the way I see them right now. And I may be wrong, but, and it may not work. And if it doesn't work, then we could be at a point in time of tearing that place down and having a piece of land. So we don't want that. And while they're excited and their expertise, because they've done old schools too, I'm sure they've got a plan that will give us all the
So
information.
you're looking at now, with what you said today, just the physical building itself, that plot of land that the building is on.
Yeah, we're gonna take the building and put it where you got windows, you got a roof, you can get in there.
I didn't know if that was including the 19 acres.
It'll be the whole facility. Now, are we gonna have to raise money and get somebody to put their name on the basketball floor or whatever? One time I told a guy, he had all these questions, I said, look, you give the city enough money, we'll put your name all the way across the front lines, you know? And I know the mayor agrees with me, not out of the conference, but that's where we are, right? And I appreciate that.
I just, when you said that, I wondered where you were. Okay,
We're gonna
good
work
enough.
it hard.
Okay,
And
thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, any more comments? right. Madam Clerk?
Public hearing regarding the request of Timothy and Carol Shadrack to vacate a right-of-way at Redwood Lane Northeast, Jacksonville.
All right, we open a public hearing concerning that property. We have any, yes, we do.
How you doing?
How you doing tonight?
Good.
Good to see you.
I'm Tim Shadrack, and I live at 1310 6th Avenue Northeast, and we own the property at the end of 7th, where Redwood Lane is, and we've asked to have that vacated. So that's what we have.
Okay. That being said, we go to number 11.
You need to close the public hearing first.
I think we'll close the public hearing for that. And she told me I needed to do that, so I apologize. So we close our hearing now, and we go to our next agenda item.
Consideration of resolution number R-2299-26, vacating Redwood Lane Northeast that lies at the end of 7th Avenue Northeast, Jacksonville.
All right, need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 12.
Public hearing regarding the rezoning request of the property located at 1721 Louise Drive Southeast, Jacksonville from R1 to R2.
All right, we officially open the public hearing. If you come, please make sure you give your name, your number, and address, whatever, after that fact. And please introduce yourself.
I'm Chris Thomas. I own the lot on Louise Drive. I'm not a public speaker, but I appreciate y'all listening to me. I had some notes on the way I was going to get started on this, but I kind of changed listening to some of y'all speak about, especially like the small businesses in Jacksonville. I've lived and worked in Jacksonville since I was 15 years old. I'm going on 27 years right now on construction sites in Jacksonville. So I'm not overnight. I'm not here just quick money and leave. About 6 years ago, I was able to start my own business on construction sites. I do lots of work in and around Jacksonville. And so the lots came available, and we were told that we could have an opportunity to have them rezoned because they're not great residential lots. They are bordered on 3 sides by R2. And so we're just, we're trying to put them to use. We're trying to bring affordable housing, which would be in the form of a duplex rather than a single family home. The value of the duplex would be greater than the value of a single family home in that area. We're not going into the middle of a subdivision saying, hey, I want to have this rezoned to an R2. This is something that is surrounded on 3 sides by R2. We've heard on Facebook and all that about, come up here and speak against it because this could be your neighborhood next. We're not trying to go into these neighborhoods and build multifamily homes. This is a unique circumstance where we're surrounded on 3 sides already by R2. And from this lot, you can see 7 duplexes already. It touches 3 across the road and 4 on the lower side of it. So, some of the concerns that we heard to start with were it was going to add extra traffic to the road. I don't see it's on the end of the road. Parking for a duplex, you got to have enough for 6 people to park on the property. If we do single family homes, I just have to have a 12-foot wide driveway. So that's going to add more traffic to the road than an actual duplex will. I have some pictures of some things that this is basically the duplex that we've built on several other lots. I don't know which picture's next. I'm just going to try to. This one I had drawn because they wanted single family residence. This is a single family home that is the exact same building as a duplex. The only difference is this one's got one front door and the other one has two. This one meets all the requirements for the city on an R1. But this building will probably, appraise for somewhere in the $200,000 range, where the duplexes are this one right here, right across the road, appraised for $240,000. So property values are higher with the duplexes than they are with the single family homes. This is the plan that we would like to build. Like I said, it's the same building we just showed. Instead of one front door, there's two. This has a parking lot. The other will have a driveway. We have this right here drawn. I wasn't able to get it put up on the screen, but if y'all want to take a look at it, this is just setbacks on the lot that show that we can meet R1 setbacks with R2 property, just so we're not, putting something 15, 20 feet closer to the road or to one side or the other because we rezoned it. We're going to kind of keep in line with what's there. Jacksonville's a college town. There's always a need for housing in Jacksonville. The lots that we're trying to have done are more than likely going to be rental properties, no matter who buys, who builds, anything. So if you build a single family home on there, you eliminate a lot of your people that need, better priced housing. I don't know how to word that, but just, you take a $1,000 duplex rental versus a $1,800 single family home rental. There's a lot of difference there in the price of what people can afford. So that to me, is a greater need in Jacksonville. Otherwise, they wouldn't be building all the apartments and things at the other end of Jacksonville that they are if there wasn't a need for them. So I guess that's pretty much my spiel. I mean, I just we're not here to ruin anybody's neighborhood or anything like that. This is, I don't know if you have, she may not, I didn't send it, but the zoning map will show you that, I'm sorry, I should have seen it, but we had it at the other meeting just to show that it is surrounded on three sides by R2.
Let me ask a quick question. As far as the outside look, do you put shrubbery around these? Or is it just going to be driveway and that's it?
Well, with the
that may be some concerns to some of the people.
With the restrictions on parking, you really don't have the room for shrubbery in the front, because you can see the parking lot right there. It's either put shrubs in front of it or park on the road. So we're just, I mean, there's a lot of new construction goes on right now, and shrubbery and just landscaping in general is kind of left to the homeowner when they decide to buy or purchase a home, because everybody likes something different. I mean,
Josh, has this been to the planning commission?
Yes, sir. Should have.
And did they make a recommendation to the council
Yes, they did a recommendation last week
not to approve? Is that correct? Okay. All right, Chris, we've got other interested parties. Anybody else would like to say anything? And we're trying to keep this, you know, like 4 minutes to 5 minutes. Yeah, so if that's good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One thing, on the agenda, 1721 and 1723 are the same, so can we just combine them, that way we ain't gotta get up and repeat the same thing?
Yeah, we'll know what you're talking about. We'll know what you're talking about.
I don't wanna get out of the way, they ain't the same thing.
No sense in repeating.
Yeah, no sense in repeating.
We just, per the rules, we had to do 2 separate public hearings.
That's
so
fine.
that's why.
Two separate. We'll just say same thing.
Say those words, right?
Now, if they bring up something, will I get an opportunity to come back and, or am I done when I sit down? Because, you know, there were some things that were said at the last meeting about what our property was gonna make their property look like and how this, you know, affects their home values and things like that. And I got a stack of pictures right here that prove that, you know, in my opinion, before you start downgrading somebody else's property, you should really look at your own.
We're downgrading the kind of people that live in duplexes.
And that's the other thing.
All right, next
Yes,
comment.
you will have the opportunity to stand up and talk again if you would like.
Go ahead. Next, Dr. Pritchett.
You'll just have to.
And I'll just ask everyone refrain from commenting other than when you get your turn up here to speak. Everybody will have an opportunity to speak. But please don't interrupt anyone else, whether you agree or disagree.
Would y'all like to look at this? Is everybody familiar, like specifically with what we're discussing? You want to see it?
Yeah, I'll see, I'll look at it.
Scales up here, that's the buildings with the place. But anyway, this shows the other, what's around it.
Okay.
I understand the need for zoning in a city like Jacksonville. You can't have stuff come in and trash a city. You can't, you don't want houses like what y'all live in, nice middle class houses. You don't want single wides, moved in beside them that are from 1980, and I get that. But there's a reason when zoning is put in place that there's credential for rezoning. I mean, that's how a city grows. That's how a city adapts. That you can't set something in stone, and just because the people around think it's a bad idea. I mean, y'all's job, I understand, is to represent the city and the people in y'all's districts within this city, and I understand that. But at the same time, you can't handcuff the city because a handful of people dislike progress. These lots have been vacant since this subdivision was developed in 1979. These lots have been sitting there vacant. There's been no taxes, other than the property value taxes, and I don't reckon the city gets that. That goes to the county, correct? There's been absolutely nothing done to these lots, and it is because they're not fit for someone like me to come in and build a house and sell it on. They're not fit for that. There's 3 duplexes that and I want it stated that the city attorney rezoned 3 lots directly across the road from these 2 lots. Back in the 80s, Grant Harris, rezoned these lots and built duplexes on them for himself. So I don't understand why it's good for the city attorney to be able to rezone something in a new development and me not to be able to rezone something in a 40-year-old development that has all of the precedents set, for what I'm trying to do. I spoke with Mr. Barkley before I ever purchased these lots and made sure that I was a candidate for rezoning. Not only do I touch it in one place, I touch it in 3 places. I touch more R2 than R1. Like, I understand that it's recommended, you know, that it's not sent here with a recommendation to rezone, but why, other than, you know, other than a bunch of people crying about it, why is it even a question? Like, we can't handcuff ourselves as a city to, you know, all the people that live right there directly around it. What are we showing to developers coming into this city, you know, from a business standpoint, if we don't rezone this? I meet every requirement in the book. I meet it on these 2 lots. It's mind-blowing to me that we're even in this, you know, that we're even having this discussion. I mean, when I went into that planning commission meeting, like, I thought this was going to be something we hear, you know, we hear the people's opinions, we listen to it, but we have to look at what's black and white, and what is black and white is we meet every requirement. My parents, my family has developed probably as much in this city as anybody in it in the last 35 years. And there's a reason, you know, the main problem that we've had in this city is he's no longer with us, and we're all glad about that. I mean, I'm not going to bring up names, but everybody's tickled that he's gone. But, you know, at the same time, there's a reason that nothing is being developed for residential houses in this town, and it's because we deal with crap like this every time somebody tries to do something. Nobody can do anything in this town, and people mind their own freaking business and leave other people alone. These lots have been for sale. When I bought them, there was a for sale sign in the yard for 6 months. I want to say, if you look back on the tax records, I am the 3rd or 4th person to buy these lots in the last 15 years. They buy them, and nobody does anything with them, and they sit there, and then they, you know, I mean, there's no progress made whatsoever. So,
well, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude,
No,
but you're repeating some of the same things he
I
said,
am.
and we need to move on because other people may have comments, and we hear you. That's what we're here for. We hear you, and we're here for the whole city, and that's why I asked about what the planning commission did, because that's their first responsibility is to make a recommendation
correct.
to us.
And there was a guy on the planning commission that recommended that we do away with rezoning altogether. I listened to him say it, and I thought, my God, how stupid are you? Like, why are you on this committee?
I appreciate your comments, and I know everybody else up here does as well. But we need to move on.
Right.
We've got another comment. Now, you're making comments for both items, right?
Yep.
All right.
So I'm Kenny Burrell. I live at 1710 Louise Drive. My father-in-law couldn't be here tonight. His name's David Duhon. David's had some health issues. David is the largest homeowner in Brownwood Estates. He owns 17 acres. We own up on the hill. We own all around that area. So let's get some facts kind of straight that were presented. So in 1992, a guy named Bob Staggs owned a lot of that property. He bought that from Otis Patterson. When Grant Paris bought that land from Otis Patterson, he lied and told him he was going to build a house, and they built apartments there. So Tony Couch bought the house that I'm in at 1710. He bought it like in the early 90s. He was going to build apartments in front of it. George Douthit, which is back there, was a great mayor. He was a good friend of mine. He was also my insurance agent at the time. Every time I seen him, he made a comment, Kenny, because of your house and your property, you cost the city a lot of money. Because Tony Couch sued the city because Tony Couch wanted to build apartments where my house sits in front of it. The city said no. That is R1. It was R1, it's been R1. Now Grant Paris got that in there to be R2. So O.F. Willingham, which is another guy that owns a lot of property, but he's deceased now. That is my brother-in-law's granddaddy. O.F. Willingham at one time owned some of that property. He built all the houses across from us. They were not in a flood zone. The reason he built them houses, he built them to sell. They were R1s. He was offered to buy the other 2 lots, and here's what he said. And I talked to his son and his grandson a while ago. Here's what he said. I'll never buy them lots. Nobody in Jacksonville's going to buy them lots because the only way you're going to nobody's wants to build apartments across from them other apartments. okay? And the second thing is, nobody wants to build a house in front of the apartments because you have to wake up every day and that's what you look at. So he's right, there is a lot of traffic on our road, a lot of problems. We had to actually call the police that day because 2 houses across from me, one of them is the Jack State football coach. He's the offensive coordinator. He lives in a house. He's got some people living with him, and that's fine. Next house to it, there's some baseball players. They live there. That's fine. But it causes a lot of traffic. So my father-in-law owns one of the largest houses up there. That's a $500,000 house. So these are not little tiny little homes that we're talking about. He's invested his hard-earned money into that property. And one day, I want to build a house on that very top of that hill. Now, there was a comment made the last thing that if I was at the top of the hill, I could not sit down and see that. Yes, I can. I went up to the very top of that hill, and I get 3 views. View number 1, I see that church, and that's great. View number 2, I get to see Patterson Lake, and that is gorgeous. View number 3, I got to look at these apartments. We've invested our hard-earned money, and there's a lot of people here going to say the same thing. We don't want Pandora's box open, because if we go and change what these other city councils and mayors said, say, no, we're not changing that. This is R1, it is what it is. So we're asking you as a city council and a mayor, do what's best for the people, not for 2 persons to make a profit. Because I understand how apartments work. They can look great when they first start out. Them other apartments look great, but you ride by there today, tell me what you got. So that's all I got to say. I'm just asking you, the people of Louise Drive, Brownwood Estates, the ones that's invested our hard-earned money, keep it R1.
Thank you. Did you sign it?
I did.
Thank you.
Good evening. How y'all doing? My name is Luke Jackson. This is Keisha Jackson. And we live at 1717 Louise Drive, and we also own 1719 Louise Drive, which butts up to 1721 and 20 and 23. We adamantly oppose any changes to to the zoning thing. We want to keep it as R1. The view that you're looking at right now, that does not face that road is not Louise Drive. The other apartments that you're talking about, except for the ones that are, probably is like 7 that are on Louise Drive, which if what the city mayor did in 1980 would probably be a federal investigation because he used it to benefit himself at that time. From my understanding, once those apartments or those duplexes are gone, that property actually reverts back to R1. So if you change the zoning now, if a natural disaster happens, anything like that, then now you got other apartments across from it, which now that lot reverts back to R1 as well. So I'm not gonna stay long. I'm just gonna, he's saying that those lots were, I guess, you can't do anything with them. FEMA, about a couple years ago, FEMA flew a drone, and this is when I started really paying attention to things because, you don't pay attention to things until it affects you. Well, FEMA flew a drone over the city of Jacksonville. I don't know how many of y'all know that, but they did. And they said, hey, a lot of these lots need to be in flood zones. So I called FEMA and I said, hey, if my lot is in a flood zone, then the city of Jacksonville need to build Noah's Ark. Because if my house floods, the entire city of Jacksonville is gonna flood. And so I ended up calling my state representative as well, and my house is no longer in a flood zone because there was no flood elevation. It was just something FEMA did to recoup money from Hurricane Katrina. So if you're in here and your house is in a flood zone, I would challenge that. Even though those lots 1723 and 1721, they are in a flood zone. But that's because no one has challenged to get them out of a flood zone. The city of Jacksonville couldn't even tell me what the flood elevation level was. So therefore, it's not in a flood zone. That's just something that the federal government did to try. And for 3 years, I paid $450 a year for flood insurance that I didn't have to until I got my state representative involved. And I got a letter there saying my house is not in the flood zone. Because when I bought it, it wasn't in the flood zone. So I just ask that you guys consider what the planning commission has already said, just to keep it as R1. The next thing is, how often do we have to, and this is a question you don't have to answer, but if you guys deny it or keep the recommendation, do we have to come back every year? And if so, it's not a problem. I just mark it on my calendar because I'm gonna come back every year. No, but like, how often do we have to come back to keep? Because that property, like I said, they bought it. Somebody else had it, so it's been changing hands, quite a few times, which is not a problem. I'm not against duplexes. I just don't want duplex on Louise Drive, because what's going to happen is Louise Drive is going to start looking like Mountain Street. You're going to have a residential house across from a duplex across from an apartment complex, and that's what we don't want. Louise Drive, Brownwood Estates is an established middle class. I'm proud of my middle class home. That's what we have there. We have a neighborhood. It butts up against Eastwood. If you keep building duplexes, they're right. They can monitor how many people that come in. But when I was in college, I lived in an apartment complex and I wasn't on the lease. So you can't monitor everything. So I just request that you guys keep the zone like it is. Thank y'all for y'all time.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Maureen Newton. I live at 1405 Louise Drive. And 25 plus years there. Welcome Single Family Homes. I think you built a home right across the street from me. And it's very nice. I do have to talk to you about some curb repair though. So again, this just has to do with, traffic and a neighborhood, and we would just like to keep it. We've already got some increased traffic for other things going on, so we just want to try to keep it R1, single family homes. And again, try to keep it safe for walkers, for kids playing. We're already having trouble on the weeds with people and the driving speed. And so just want you to keep that in mind when you're thinking about making these decisions. I think there's a lot of new rental property on the other side of Jacksonville. And so I think that those needs can be met for renters. I've lived in a lot of different places since I've been in Jacksonville and rented a lot of different things. So I agree, there's nothing wrong with duplexes, nothing wrong with apartments. We just want to try to keep it residential. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as they have stated, this is really not going any deeper into the neighborhood. The way the street is and the way this lot is laid out, it is surrounded on three sides by other duplexes and other apartment complexes. If you're going down the road where our lots end and where the other apartments end, the other apartments are going to be farther going down the road than where ours are going to end. So please keep that in mind, as we will not be going into their neighborhood, so the traffic flow should not really affect anybody else, because there's really no way out the back way through that neighborhood. Most people are going to come back out the front and go right to Pelham Road, so there really should not be any increase in traffic in that neighborhood. And like I said, we're not going any farther into or trying to intrude on these nice houses they have here. And as he stated, Mr. Keeney did not want anybody else, him to look down and see any more apartments or anything that is, not as eye appealing or hurts the value of their home. Let's also look at the other things that are in the neighborhood. If y'all would like to see some pictures, there's some other things that could be worked on in this neighborhood that is a little bit more concerning, I would say, than something as pictured on this screen. So would anybody like to see any of these pictures of the neighborhood?
We've all been up that way anyway.
Everybody's observed the changes that could be made to help improve the quality of the neighborhood. So please just note that they can also, carry their part in the neighborhood and do better.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Laura Dorman. My husband's Andrew Dorman. I'm JSU alumni. My husband's retired military. We've been in Jacksonville for over 20 years, except when he was active duty and we lived away. We came back. We're on Gardner Drive now, right across from the Eastwood School. And I addressed some of my concerns. Thank you for speaking to me about that. Somebody put it perfectly, opening up Pandora's box. Because on Gardner, when we first moved there was woods back there. There was a professor that they live around that corner where those duplexes are now. They just obliterated their privacy. They have duplexes across from them now. They have the apartments in behind them now, and now they have some on the side of them. So it's like Pandora's box has been opened. So I understand what the people on Louise Drive are going through, and it's nothing against anybody else. It's just at some point, there's got to be a limit. And so that's.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir.
They keep talking about opening up this box, but, you know, you live in the city limits. If the city does not grow, you know, the cities are expanding. If you don't want neighbors and you don't want to see other houses, you don't buy a property in the city. I mean, just because you have the largest house on the road doesn't mean you dictate what happens on the road. It's still everybody's road. We still pay taxes on that road. I mean, the privacy issues, you live in the city limits. I mean, our woods behind them, you won't even be able to see Eastwood School. We were going to leave that for a barrier. He owns a lot right beside him. There's a barrier there. It is surrounded by R2. I mean, we're not asking for anything special. We're not trying to go up into the subdivision. I mean, unless he wants to sell his lot and we build on it also, then, you know, that's the only way it can progress any further.
I said I wasn't going to say anything. I'm Takesha Jackson at 1717 Louise. And I said I wasn't going to say anything. But I'm speaking on the traffic that is deplorable on my street. I have children that are playing on my street all the time. And by this trying to expand into more space for the college students, awesome. My son is a JSU alumni. But traffic is deplorable on our street. And I'm not looking for anyone else to come on this street in these duplexes. And I know it's going to be college students on both sides, both doors. And I'm not looking for that. Thank you.
Thank you. No.
My name's Robert Slay. We've been in Jacksonville for a long time. Wife used to coach at JSU. I have two questions. Number one, when does the R2 stop in our neighborhood? And number two, how many of you would want a duplex next to you? That's it.
Thank you.
So can we keep rebuttal?
No, I don't. I want to hear everybody, but I don't think.
This is the second time, so if he go again, I'll let him go again. Me too. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Cool.
That's all I'm saying.
That duplex
If
right
we
there?
do that, we're gonna have to get breakfast brought in here.
So he can't speak then. That's all I'm saying. If
All right,
he speaks, this is
you
the
know,
second time. I like speaking.
It's really not a debate. That making the presentation to the council for us to hear, and then for us eventually to make a decision is what we're here. It's, you know, it's not back and forth debating.
Right, what I'm saying, but he going again, so if he go again, I would like, that's how, no, I want him to speak, like, hey, I want him to speak, but I would like to speak again
The
if he's able to
duplex,
speak.
the duplex that y'all are looking at right here,
All right, just go ahead, sir, and then you get a chance. Kenny, you get a chance.
the duplex that you're looking at right here, there's a total of 3 people that live in that duplex, both sides put together. Is there more than 3 people that live in y'all's houses? No. Have y'all had kids that have lived at home before?
Please address
I
the
mean,
council.
I'm just saying, just because it's a duplex, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath duplex, we're not putting 6 people, you know, in each side of this thing. This is it. I mean, it is very, very odd for there to be more than 2 people in any of our rental properties, single units at one time. I mean, it's very unusual. Most of the time, it's a single person. So it's not. I mean, the traffic and all that, I mean, it's irrelevant. Like, it's irrelevant. I mean, for what we're doing, we're not building a 3-bed, 3-bath where we cram as many people in there as we want to. That's not our goal. Our goal is to build something that fits in with everything around it. Mr. Burrell doesn't want to wake up and build a house on top of that hill and look down at duplexes, but guess what? He's looking down the hill at 8 of them as it speaks. 7 of them touch this lot or corner with it. He's already looking at 8 of them. What's two more? He said it. He spoke with his family, and I'm assuming it's the Willinghams. Great people, nothing. Very good builders, been in this town for a long time. But as they said, there is a reason that nobody has bought these lots to build a house on. If anything is ever going to be done on these lots, this is what it's going to be. We're not advancing anything into this subdivision. We're not trying to grow R2 down a street. We're turning a U into a square. If you look at it on the map, we are literally turning a U where we go around two. Well, really, counting Mr. Jackson's lot, it's 3 lots that are in the FEMA flood zone. We're going around. We're just squaring something off. There's no advancement purposes whatsoever beyond what this is. There's no box to open. The box has been opened.
We hear you, and from all angles, we're here.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir. Mayor?
Mr. President. I just want to remind everybody, what this hearing is about is for you to present your reasons for or for not or against rezoning. It is not a debate. It's for you to present facts to the council to make the best decision that they can on what is presented before them. It's not to go back and forth. If you have new information, not just to rebut something that somebody else encountered, if you have new information that will help them make a decision, then that should be presented. And again, you address the council. You're not addressing the people in the audience. You're addressing the council to help them make the best decision they can on what's presented before them. So I'd appreciate if we keep this real nice and orderly. Thank you.
My name is Tressie Britton. I live at 1506 Davis Street. I'm a long-term Jacksonville resident, and I'm also a long-term Jacksonville business owner. One of my issues, a couple of things. First of all, it was mentioned that Louise Drive, that this would not increase traffic because it's a one-way in and out. Louise Drive is a 3-street. It goes all the way over to Macon, which hits Mountain. And Louise Drive is a busy street anyway because it's pretty much a thoroughfare through that side of town. So traffic is an issue, and it would increase traffic over there. I don't think for anybody back here that lives there that this is a college student issue, because I've had college students live next to me for the past 6 years, and they are some of the best neighbors I've ever had. This is not an issue about college students. We have college students who live on Louise, we have baseball players, we have football coaches. It's not an issue. We've had softball players around the corner from us. They've all been wonderful neighbors. Not a college student issue. But even, it's been addressed that my house has a driveway. All of our houses have driveways. This was referred to tonight as a parking lot. There's a difference. When they said, they referred to this as a parking lot tonight. But this is going to affect our property values. And there is a reason that the realtors in town, if you talk to them, even with what's there now, they don't bring clients in through that west end of Louise. They bring clients in through Mountain Street, so they don't see the duplexes that are there. They take them back out, either through Mountain or Ladiga. So there's a reason for that. So it's gonna drop sales in that, it's gonna drop property values, and it's going to create traffic issues.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just wanted to get back up. In the last 3-4 years, there have been 5 houses that have been built on Louise, including, I think, Mr. Pritch is building one right now. And I appreciate it, and that's why we want to keep it R1, because that Louise Drive is still being developed as with houses and affordable houses. That house he's building now, I think it's on market for $250,000, which in today's market is affordable. And so we just want to keep it that way. Hey, our middle class houses. If you go to any neighborhood, there's empty lots. And if you change it for Brownwood Estates, then you're gonna have North Oaks coming next. Then you're gonna have Stony Brook coming next. Then you're gonna have Eagle Landings coming next. Then you're gonna have other subdivisions that are already established, but because there's an empty lot that's been empty for 5 or 6 years, hey, let's put a duplex there because we need housing. And I agree, Jacksonville is growing. I moved to Jacksonville in 2009, and it looks totally different. The college, outstanding, beautiful. So Jacksonville is growing, and there is a need for housing, but like I said previously, just not a duplex on Louise. And they also mentioned about they can put a house there and put 5 or 6 people in there, and they could very well do that. And when they do that, and they put more people in a residential R1 because they want to rent out each room, they don't call the police department and say, hey, they got more kids living in the R1 area, which is Jacksonville has an ordinance against that as well. So we just keep it R1 for single family. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
I have one more thing that I meant to say. I want to thank the police department and the Parks and Recreation. They are doing an absolutely wonderful job at that new GIS park across the street.
Thank you. All right. Are we at a point where we can close this discussion? Ma'am? Yeah, it's open.
Okay. This picture right here, to say that you can't put landscaping, to your point, Terry, is absolutely incorrect. That's probably 750 aside, maybe 800 square feet aside. And it's got the simple roof line, it's got the common driveway, it's built on a slab. These are all building techniques that a builder will do to try and get by as cheap as possible. Mark and I have been landlords for, I don't know what, 30 years, something like that. Anyway, I would also suggest if that was split into 2 driveways, one on each side, there's plenty of room, change that roof line, make it 900 square feet as a matter of course, that's what we allow for the size of a duplex. You go over here on the corner of Thomas and Gale and you're gonna see what I mean. There's weeds this tall, there's no green space, there's one side that has parking. I suppose the other people are gonna have to park out back. It's those kinds of things that cause our neighborhoods to be full of what I call a transient type tenant. Our tenants are 5 years, 8 years, and they only move if someone gets married and wants to go to Birmingham or, something like that. So anyway, I would really like to see that we look at changing how we do duplexes. So if you want to compare this one, then go down to 424 Ladiga and compare that one, because this embodies the 2 separate driveways, the 2 distinct entrances, green space, a deck out back. It's civility and livability. And I think that's what we're missing in properties like this. So let's not just make more of them, let's change our standards.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah, please sign in for the public hearing.
Yeah.
That was for the public hearing.
We've lost it.
All right, with no one standing up, I'm going to close this hearing on this part of our hearing. Madam Clerk, you want to read 13?
Consideration of ordinance number O-677-26 that rezones certain property located at 1721 Louise Drive Southeast, Jacksonville, Alabama, from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2 Two Family Residential District. First reading.
Since this is the first reading, there will not be a vote on it tonight. This is that's why we had the hearing, for everybody to express their opinions, and then we'll have it on the agenda to vote on. So, Madam Clerk, if we go to...
If I may, the weather service just put us under severe thunderstorm.
Severe? All right. Thank you, Chief. I'll open the... You want to read the 14?
Public hearing regarding the rezoning request of the property located at 1723 Louise Drive Southeast, Jacksonville, from R1 to R2.
Since everyone I'll open the hearing, but since everyone spoke one time for both issues, is everybody good with moving forward? All right, I close the hearing, and Madam Clerk.
Consideration of ordinance number O-678-26 that rezones certain property located at 1723 Louise Drive Southeast, Jacksonville, Alabama from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2 Two Family Residential District. First reading.
All right, there will be no vote on that as well. Thank you for all your comments and your attention tonight. Hopefully everybody got to express their opinions, and our job is to sit here and listen, then figure out which way to vote. All right, number 16.
Consider action to accept the bid report for bid number 26-07, purchase of vehicle for water, wastewater, and gas department, and approve resolution number R-2298-26 to award bid number 26-07 to Patterson Equipment.
All right, need a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries unanimously. Number 17, please, ma'am.
Consider action to approve JPWP number 26-143 boiler replacement at the Public Safety Complex per the attached.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 18.
Consider action to accept the bid report for bid number 26-08 boiler replacement at the Public Safety Complex and approve resolution number R-2297-26 to award bid number 26-08 to H3 Mechanical LLC.
All right, motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? There is none. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 19.
Consider action to accept the FY 2025 general fund audit as presented by Edgar and Associates per the attached.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any, so it carries unanimously. Okay. We're on 20 now.
Consider action to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement for examination services with River Tree Systems Incorporated per the attached.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Unanimous. All right, 21.
Consider action to accept the resignations of the following. A. Kennedy M. Laster, Corrections Officer, effective March 1st, 2026. B. Blake Curry, Firefighter Paramedic, effective March 3rd, 2026. And C. Matthew Hicks, Firefighter EMT, effective March 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion about it? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. Consolidated administrative items.
Item 22, budget amendments. Item 23, purchases over $7,500.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion, any? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries. All right, and this is number 24. This is public comments for general items. If there's any comments for any of the thoughts and processes, and I take it you don't have any, so we'll move to the mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jacksonville High School was scheduled to play tonight in the county tournament, but they're going to be playing tomorrow at 5:30 versus Oxford in the semifinals. And that's going to be played at JSU. If they win, we play again at 8 o'clock on the winner of Piedmont and Alexander that play at 3 o'clock. You mentioned this month, a lot of things going on. It must be birthday month for our council members. Tomorrow, Marcus has a birthday. Friday the 13th, Sherry has a birthday. And next Tuesday, Mr. Newell has a birthday. So we wish all of y'all a happy birthday.
Guess we get the cake, do we, Terry?
No, I mean.
Yeah, y'all should have been born in March too. And I would encourage, like you said earlier, Terry, everyone to please go and vote for Jacksonville to be best college town, small college town. That is really great. If we were to be #1 in that, that would be awesome. And I just want to thank the council for all your hard work on these committees that you're setting forth. And please send me an invitation anytime that you have a meeting, because I'd like to be able to attend if I'm available. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. Council member remarks. You got one, don't you?
Yeah. All right, I kind of alluded earlier to the fact that, you know, we're involved in this 250 celebration, which is huge for not only our nation, but the state of Alabama and also the city of Jacksonville. One thing that we are planning currently, so put this on your calendars if you would, June 28th, that is a Sunday afternoon at 2:50. You'll notice we're staying with that theme. 2:50 in the afternoon, we're going to have the working title right now is a Liberty Ride on the Ladaga Trail. We're going to go 12.5 miles out, 12.5 miles back for 25.0 miles total. Again, staying with that. But we want to, you know, we'll be sending out information on this and everything, try to get interest built up. But you know, I think we're the premier city for the Ladaga Trail. After all, you know, Chief Ladaga was here physically and every other way. So I just want to, you know, when you see people promote that, there'll be more information coming out. I thank Councilmember Laster and also Councilmember Green for their, we exchanged emails and text messages over the weekend while this was kind of percolating in my head. So also Janice Burns has been a big help with that with us on that to select the appropriate date and everything. And one other thing I will, and then I'll hush, but also, you know, I chair the Committee on History and Heritage for the City of Jacksonville, one of the 5 committees that we talked about. And I just want everybody to keep this in mind. If you notice on the city seal over there, the date of our founding was 1834. 8 years until our city's 200th birthday. So I don't know if we've thought about that very much, but that's going to be a huge event, at least if we're all still around.
Councilman,
I'm looking at you when I say this.
I think you.
Birthdays, we're not going to be here.
But seriously, there is a tremendous amount of history in our city. And I've lived here since I was 4 years old. So I'm not going to tell you how old I will be next what, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, but it will be the 40th anniversary of my 29th birthday. But anyway, seriously, that's super important. And I love this city like no other. And we've lived a lot of places over the years, my wife and I have, and there's no place like home. When we had the opportunity to move back to Jacksonville from near Nashville, Tennessee, we jumped all over it. Because I know what the city is, and I just want everybody to understand. We all understand what it is, but I want the whole world to understand what this city is and what it's about. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your commitment. Anything else?
I do. I have the opportunity to go to the Congressional City Conference in Washington, D.C. I will be representing the city of Jacksonville, and hopefully I will be there to learn, to gain knowledge for us to come back and to advocate different policies that we would need for the practice for our city to thrive. And my goal is to ensure that Jacksonville has a voice, and that we are part of those conversations. I want to bring back resources, partnerships, and I just want to learn a lot of things we can bring back to help our city grow.
You bring some money?
You want me in jail?
No.
No.
Not in Washington, D.C.
But thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity for allowing me to go represent Jacksonville.
Anything else, Councilman Green? You got anything?
No, I think it's already been announced. I mean, you know, daylight saving time, we got an extra hour in the afternoon. It looked like we took it up here tonight. But no.
Councilman, got one more. Councilman Green.
Yeah, something related to one of our proclamations tonight for disability, developmental disability awareness that's happening at Jacksonville High School. It's not until 28 April, but Jacksonville High School is hosting the Special Olympics of Calhoun in Cleveland County at Golden Eagle Stadium. So that's going to bring those athletes, families, and volunteers from across the region right here to Jacksonville. Just one of those many other things that we get to host in Jacksonville because of great facilities across the high school, and the university. And I want to say thank you to everybody who attended tonight's meeting. I mean, sharing and participating in government.
Absolutely.
Civic engagement is what keeps Jacksonville strong. And I appreciate everybody. I know that sometimes it gets conversations happening during a public hearing, but just only on behalf of me, I won't speak for my colleagues up here. Serving in local government is a choice that we all make.
Yes, sir.
And it's not always making you popular, but it's not about popularity. We have to make decisions that balance out perspectives, priorities, and needs across the entire community. And so everything I know that I do, I try to approach it with how does this not just affect me, but how does it affect my neighbor? How does it affect everybody else across the community? Because if I voted and I made decisions that just affect my household, then it would all look like my household, and I don't want it to look like that. So we do try to listen carefully, we weigh decisions thoughtfully, and do what is best for Jacksonville, even if it doesn't look like that's the easiest path, or at least that's the way that I approach it. But I appreciate the chance to serve.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, we have other business. I think we've covered everything in town tonight. I won't go there. No other business. Okay, Madam Clerk, number 28.
Consider action to adjourn into an executive session under the provisions of the Code of Alabama, Section 36-25A 7A6, to discuss the consideration the governmental body is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property, and Section 36-25A 7A7 to discuss matters of economic development.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please, ma'am.
Councilmember A. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Laster?
Yes.
Councilmember M. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes. Motion carries unanimously. We will not be returning. I know that's going to be sad because y'all probably want us to come back, but we thank you from the bottom of our hearts about your belief and your love for this town and what we're doing and how we're doing it, and we'll see you next meeting.
And please be careful. If the weather's bad, please wait here before you venture out.